Hello again. This lesson is practical. Now we have to do the full procedure of imaginary receiving a client, but we will diagnose ourselves. Well, if you have a spouse or friend nearby, you can scan another person. That is also very useful because you will learn how to control and guide the patient, how to tell where to move the finger, to have more or less pressure, move left or right, etc. Also very useful. But for most of us, we practice on ourselves. I will do this in real time also on myself. Let's go. Here we are. So the rules of capturing fingers, we have talked about it, a little comment on top of that. Still, even though with all the advancements with BioWell 3, the inner ventilation of the space around the finger, blah, 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 and the speed of capturing, reaction to the scan button, still, you need to try your best to make capture as soon as possible when the person puts the finger inside the device. Please ask the person at the moment they are ready, say or ready, and you click right away. So what is the examinational procedure? So we will make initial captures without, well, sometimes if with filter, there is a separate video devoted to filter. We will do just double full scan without filter. What we'll do next, after that we'll ask the client, it will be ourselves in this case, to do physical exercises. Why do we need to do physical exercises? By default, our organism is not willing to share its secrets. Well, that's the way it is. When you meet someone and you ask, how are you, or how are you doing, what is your regular day? Answer is usually, I'm fine, thank you, right? Without any analysis, just I'm fine, thank you. That's default answer. Well, you remember the principle of 6 stages of illness, and you remember that mind is over matter. So it means that when you ask your organism, when you input the finger in the BioWell device, you're asking, how are you doing? And what is the default answer? I'm fine, thank you. That's what you should expect from your finger answer, because your body works the same way your mind works. And only if things are really bad, the answer will be different. It's in reality is the same with the interperson communication. So that's why you need to somehow stress the organism in order to understand what's really going on. And modern medicine is now coming to understanding that actually health is about adaptation. But how can we analyze wellness and health without checking the adaptation? It's impossible, because the health and wellness is a dynamic characteristic. It's not static thing. So with the BioWell doing just one scan, you don't know what's really going on. You don't see the real picture. So it should be dynamical. And how can you analyze the adaptation? The only way is to apply some stress. So how can you redirect the energy flow from your inner organs to somewhere else? Just a hint, hands and legs are not being analyzed in BioWell. There are no sectors devoted to hands and legs. None of them there. So it's going to be an interesting thing to redirect the energy flows from your head, from your torso, to the arms and legs. Now let's decide if its arms or legs are the best to be redirected. Where the muscles are bigger, for sure, it's the legs area. And what is the best exercise you can do in your office in order to stress the legs and redirect the flow there? The best and the easiest thing to do is squats. Some people have problems with knees, something like that, bones, connective tissue, etc. Well, they can hold the chair and they can help themselves with the chair. And well, I recommend everyone to do 50 squats as a norm. Well, some people, when they come for a consultation, they're able to do only 5, and they're already tired. And this is fine. You don't need to torture the person to full exhaustion and death. You just need to stress the organism in order to see the reaction to that stress. So this is what we're going to do. You're doing double full scan without filter. Then you are doing exercises. Squats are the best. There are lots of other ways to stress the person and check some systems. You can hold the breath. You can breathe in intensively. You can rub your hands. You can do stretching. You can climb the stairs back and forth. So depending on what system you want to stress, you may apply different types of influences. So for example, how can you stress the digestive system without eating or drinking anything? There are acupuncture points connected to the stomach, to the large intestine, small intestine, liver, kidneys, whatsoever. You can press those buttons, those points in your body and see the reaction with the BioWell. Also doable. So we are going to do the third scan, full scan, right after the exercises. Then we will wait for 5-10 minutes to see the speed of recovery, how fast the person will return to the initial condition, and where the condition will go. We cannot guarantee that it will return to the initial condition. Absolutely no. It depends on the state of the person. So let's go. Anybody remembers what we need to do first? First of all, we need to do calibration. So I prepare the device and I click start. The device is getting calibrated. It is recommended to keep your bi-well device half a meter away from the computer itself in order to evade interference between the bi-well device and bi-well device. And the sensor screens, they really sense the impulse of the bi-well. So it's with the sensors, touch screens, you have to keep at least half a meter away to evade this interaction. So what we are going to do next? You remember we were trying to check the calibration correctness, right? So for example, we do the stress scan, the fan is still on, that's fine. And we click analyze. And we check that's too much. You see 62.83. It means that the calibration was not ideal this time, and it's better to redo it. In some cases, it's quite usual that you have to redo it if the environmental conditions change. So here now it was rainy in the morning, now it's sunny in the afternoon, so the conditions have changed. Wait a little bit, done. We return back to the calibration, we do the stress scan, we scan 1, 2 times, and we click analyze. 56.32. Now it is slightly below the ideal diapason. If we want, we can redo the calibration, we can open the device again, we can check if there is no dirt, there is dirt there, it's clean. Also, this one should be clean, remember. And we redo the calibration again. Calibration complete. We go to the cylinder card. We go to stress, scan 1. Spacebar can be also used. Click analyze, 55.6. So I have to repeat the scanning procedure and the calibration procedure until I get the proper result. So in order to make this video shorter, I will cut this part while I'm tuning the device, and we return back to the scanning. So now we need to prepare the device to scanning the fingers. So I take off the calibration cylinder, I insert the finger insert, there we go, and I will be doing scans now. As long as I'm scanning myself, well, it's not ideal, well, in front of the camera also, but the best is to do this scanning in a standing position, because this is the only natural state of the human body when it's straight. So let's forget about 4D scan, because I'm not able to do it in a standing position. I will be scanning in a sitting position. So I'm turning on the fan. Here we go. I get my picture, delete the noise. Here I see the trace of a nail, so I rescan this finger. That's better. Now I've switched to the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. All good. All acceptable. We click analyze. The first scan. Now we go to the second scan. Again. If the fingers are sweaty, it's better to clean the surface of the glass and the fingers themselves. You see here external lights. To rescan it. And I go to the small finger. Sometimes it's easier to rescan rather than to do this phasing procedure. It's faster. So you do the same. You do the double full scan. Oops. Light. It's quite sunny here. To this influence of the sun. How can I know that this is from the sun, not my emission? These places where the slits are in specific angles, so you will recognize them once you will be using more frequently the bi-well device. We click analyze. This is the first initial 2 scans. I will create a label and we'll call these 2 scans as the background, so the initial 2 scans. And second thing, first initial 2 scans. I will create a label and we'll call these 2 scans as are in specific angles, so you will recognize them once you will be using more frequently the bi-well device. We click analyze. This is the first initial 2 scans. I will create a label and we'll call these 2 scans as background, so the initial 2 scans. And second thing, I will do the squats. So take off the device and I do the squats. Well, all doing the squats real. I will try to do 50. Done. So we need to capture this immediate effect of these physical exercises, and I will scan right away without waiting even for restoration of breath. We check all the fingers, all good, and we click analyze. So I will label it right after, and I will add a note after 50 squats. So the last 4th scan is recommended to be done in 5 to 10 minutes. So we'll make this small pause now, and I will repeat the scan in 5 minutes. And here we go, 5 minutes passed. And now we're going to repeat the full scan and look at how the recovery process is going on. Right finger, and let's sun, influence, everywhere, all good. We click
vỗ
on.
tay gần gần.
That's it. So this is the fourth scan. So we can say 5 minutes after
Còn
the
được, còn được.
squats.
Còn ok
Click
đó.
save and we can
Họ nha.
play goal
Họ
for
nha.
10 minutes or something like that.
Đúng rồi.
So now we have 4 scans. How to do the interpretation and compare them we will discuss in a separate video.
Nói vui
So
vậy đó,
for
nhưng
now,
mà thường
your
thường hay đi
task
hát
is to
rồi lắm.
make these
Ông nói chú
4
cũng không có đến
scans,
khả năng
either for yourself, either for some other person.
đâu nói
You have
cũng
to
hay đi hát,
send
đi hò, đi chơi,
these
xong
4
đâu hát
scans
tự nhiên
to
con
my
nói
account for me to check
hát
the
nó
correctness
đánh
of the
mười
scanning.
cấp mà
And also, I will check if you have added the notes there, because that's an important part also. And I will check the fingers, the correctness of the capturing, the positioning, the blue lines, the nails, everything, and the external notes. Once you are absolutely sure that everything was done correctly, you can send me all these 4 scans. So you select all 4 of them, you click this paper here, play arrow, and you enter my login name in Well, it's MITYA, Mita, or LOV, in one word, Mita or love. And you click and the experiments will be sent to my account. Please pay attention that you will not be granted and given a certificate of a Bible specialist until you fulfill this step. This is one of the milestones that you need to pass, and this is one of the practical tests obligatory and mandatory to be fulfilled. Thank you for watching. See you on the next lesson.
Cái giá thành nó cao nhưng mà khách hàng vẫn chấp nhận, nó quá đẹp quá hay, thấy không? Đúng gì